Hi, Harry here for the Rant. Note that I'm recording this on Thursday the 28th instead of the normal Friday time because I'm traveling. And hey, I take vacations too. The difference is I have to take the markets with me, unlike you. So this is really coming to a head here, this whole thing. The term I've been using for years now, markets on crack. Markets on crack don't behave normally or as well as usual, just like people don't, okay? Finally we got that first crash at 38%, right in that 30 to 40% sweet spot range, saying the bubble was very likely over. But, this rally has actually made a slight new high in the NASDAQ 100. And it's very close, right on it on the S&P 500, okay, the largest cap indices out there. That shouldn't happen except for with a market on crack after that bigger crash and signs of slowing. And now the big thing on Wall Street and CNBC is, well, the recession everybody thought for 2024, that's not looking like it's going to happen now. Well, that makes me really think it's going to happen. But one way or the other, these markets are stretched. There is not real cause, especially with the biggest tightening since the early 80s, one of the biggest ever by the Fed, 525 basis points. That will knock the economy down on lag, even though it's not showing yet. It's not showing, as I keep telling newsletter subscribers, because it happens on a year and a half lag. Everything does. That's where the Fed gets in trouble, this big lag. Okay, so where we're at now, NASDAQ 100 made a new all-time high. The NASDAQ has to rally about 8% to do the same, or just to get back to the highs, okay? The S&P 500 is right on making an all-time high, but may do that today or tomorrow, okay? If it gets above 48.21, okay? But the Russell 2000 would have to rally again 19%. So if these other indices, the smaller caps or the less large cap indices don't confirm this rally, then it's not likely to continue. It's that simple. This is the one indicator we have here that can be useful. And if things turn down here, then they could turn down pretty sharply because this rally since late 2022 has been crazy. Again, no real justification for this given the most extreme tightening, again, in 40 years, okay? So that's where we're at. I'm gonna be really looking, I wanna see these divergences, okay? That's the biggest sign here. And again, if we are to erase these divergences, then the Russell 2000 has to rally almost 20%, and that looks extremely unlikely at this time to me, given everything that's happening. So again, I'm going to keep updating people. No question, I think most of our subscribers and followers are out of the markets. You should be. Nobody gets it right at the top. That's not the case. But remember that the next wave down should be, for most markets, except for the few that have made a slight new high here, should be the third wave down and should be the strongest we see and should take us back to the COVID lows, which is going to be down 50 to 60% for the various US major indices, okay? That's when we know, no, we're in a crash, not a correction. This bubble boom is over. That's what it's gonna take to confirm it, and I'm gonna be looking for it and giving subscribers updates, every clue I see, and there's a lot of good ones in the January newsletter.